My brothers and my sisters, I came to tell you tonight that time is the one thing you can never get back. You can lose money and make it again. You can lose opportunities, and sometimes they come around again. But when you lose time, you lose a piece of your life you can never reclaim. That is why I declare to you today, don't waste another year of your life. There comes a moment in every person's life when you must make a decision to stop living on pause. Too many people are existing instead of living, waiting for a magical moment when everything will be perfect before they take action. But perfection never comes. If you keep waiting for the perfect time, the perfect resources, or the perfect circumstances, you will look back a year from now and realize that nothing has changed. Life does not slow down while you wait. The clock is ticking, and every day you spend hesitating is a day you can never get back. Living on pause means you've allowed fear, doubt, or procrastination to take control of your destiny. You keep saying, "I'll start next week," or "I'll try when I feel ready." But readiness is not a feeling, it is a decision. You will never feel completely ready to take a big step in life. Growth always requires risk. If you are waiting to feel comfortable before you pursue your dreams, you will stay stuck in the same place forever. Comfort zones are beautiful, but nothing grows there. Every person you admire, every leader you look up to, every successful individual you see has one thing in common. They made a decision to act even when they felt afraid, unprepared, or unqualified. Taking control of your life starts with owning your decisions. Stop blaming your past, your upbringing, or your circumstances. What happened to you was not your fault, but what you do next is your responsibility. You cannot heal in the same environment that broke you, and you cannot grow while making excuses. You have to choose to rise above the pain, the disappointment, and the fear of failure. It's easy to get stuck replaying regrets, thinking about what you should have done years ago. But regret will not build your future. It will only keep you trapped in the past. Instead of asking, "Why didn't I start sooner?" you need to ask, "What can I do right now to take the next step?" Every big change in life starts with a single decision. If you want to improve your health, your relationships, your finances, or your career, you have to take ownership of your time. Stop living like you have unlimited years ahead of you. Life is short, and tomorrow is not promised. You cannot afford to waste another year of your life waiting for the perfect moment to begin. Taking control means setting clear goals and breaking them into small, consistent actions. If you want to go back to school, make the call today. If you want to start a business, research your idea tonight. If you want to grow closer to God, open your Bible and pray right now. It is not about taking huge leaps. It is about taking the next step. Success is built on daily discipline, not sudden miracles. Those who achieve greatness are not always the smartest or the most talented, but they are the ones who take action while others are waiting. It also means refusing to be a victim of your circumstances. You may not control everything that happens to you, but you control how you respond. Life will not hand you opportunities on a silver platter. You have to create them, pursue them, and fight for them. Too many people waste precious years waiting for someone else to rescue them, not realizing that God has already given them the tools, the gifts, and the potential they need to build the life they desire. The moment you take responsibility for your life is the moment you take back your power. If you are serious about living differently, you must learn to make decisions quickly and stick with them. Overthinking is the enemy of progress. Every day you delay is a day lost. Ask yourself honestly, what have I been putting off that I need to start today? The answer to that question may be the very thing that will change your life. Action creates clarity, but waiting only creates more confusion and regret. The truth is, no one is coming to push the play button for you. You must push it yourself. You have to decide that enough is enough, that you are done letting opportunities slip by while you sit on the sidelines of your own life. Time will not wait for you, but the moment you make a decision, everything begins to shift. Doors start to open. Strength you didn't know you had begins to rise. God responds to faith, not fear, and faith is demonstrated through action. So stop living on pause. Stop saying one day and start saying today. Take control of your life right now. Begin where you are with what you have and trust that as you move forward, the resources, the connections, and the opportunities will show up. Life rewards those who act. If you truly want the next year of your life to look different, you must be willing to do something different today. It is time to take your life off pause and start walking boldly into the future you were created for. Excuses and fear are two of the greatest thieves of destiny. They rob people of opportunities, relationships, growth, and success. Many people don't realize that they are living beneath their potential, not because they lack ability, but because they have become experts at justifying their inaction. Excuses sound reasonable in the moment. They make you feel safe. They convince you that you're being practical or realistic. But excuses are simply lies you tell yourself to protect your comfort zone. Every time you say, "I don't have enough money, I don't have enough time, I don't know the right people," you are building a prison made of your own words. That prison keeps you from stepping into the life you were created to live. Fear is the companion of excuses. It whispers to you that if you try, you might fail. It tells you that you are not ready, that you are not good enough, that you will be judged, rejected, or ridiculed. Fear will paralyze you if you let it. It will keep you sitting in the same place year after year, watching other people chase their dreams while you talk yourself out of chasing yours. The truth is, most of what we fear never actually happens. Fear magnifies the risk and blinds you to the reward. It keeps you so focused on what could go wrong that you forget what could go right. Breaking free from excuses and fear requires a mindset shift. You must stop focusing on what you don't have and start focusing on what you can do with what you already have. You may not have all the resources you want, but you have something. You may not know every step of the journey, but you know the next step you can take. Fear thrives in uncertainty, but faith thrives in action. The moment you start moving forward, even with small steps, fear begins to lose its power over you. Excuses often come disguised as logic. You convince yourself that you're too old, too young, too inexperienced, or too busy. But every person who has accomplished something great had to start with less than they wanted. They didn't wait for ideal circumstances. They used what they had and learned along the way. If you wait until you feel fully ready, you will be waiting forever. Readiness comes through action, not before it. To overcome fear, you must confront it head on. Avoiding it will only make it grow stronger. When you face what you fear, you discover that it has less power than you imagined. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is taking action despite the fear. Every time you step out in faith, fear shrinks and confidence grows. You begin to realize that failure is not the enemy. It is the teacher. Every failure provides lessons that move you closer to success. The people who succeed in life are not those who never fail, but those who refuse to quit after failing. You also have to take control of the words you speak. The more you verbalize excuses, the more you believe them. Begin replacing "I can't" with "I can learn." Replace "I don't have enough" with "I will find a way." Your words shape your reality, and when you stop speaking defeat, you start creating possibility. Surround yourself with people who challenge your excuses instead of agreeing with them. The right environment matters. If everyone around you is comfortable making excuses, you will stay stuck. But if you connect with people who push you to grow, their courage will inspire you to act. Fear often tries to convince you that you will look foolish if you fail. But you must understand that playing it safe is the real risk. The cost of inaction is far greater than the cost of failure. When you refuse to try, you forfeit the chance to grow, to learn, and to achieve the life you desire. Time will pass whether you act or not. A year from now, you can either look back with pride because you started, or with regret because you stayed stuck. God did not create you to live in fear. Scripture says, God has not given us the spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. That means you already have everything inside you to face what you fear. You have power, you have wisdom, and you have the ability to take control of your life. Fear is not your master unless you let it be. Excuses are not your truth unless you believe them. The moment you refuse to let excuses define you and fear control you, you become unstoppable. You start seeing possibilities instead of obstacles. You start acting on faith instead of being paralyzed by doubt. Life will not wait for you to feel ready, and opportunities rarely come twice. The best way to prepare for your future is to act today. You must decide that excuses will no longer be your language, and fear will no longer be your prison. The freedom you desire is on the other side of action. Every single day is a gift that will never return. Once the sun sets on today, you will never have this exact day again. That is why it is so important to live with purpose and intentional action. Many people drift through life, allowing time to slip away without realizing how much they are losing. They wake up, go through the motions, and repeat the same routine day after day without a clear sense of direction. But if you want to change your life, you cannot afford to live on autopilot. You must decide that every day will count, that every moment will be used to move you closer to your goals and your calling. Living with purpose begins with clarity. You need to know where you are going before you can get there. Too often people say they want to be successful, happy, or fulfilled, but they have not defined what that truly means for them. Purpose gives your life meaning, and goals give your purpose direction. When you wake up in the morning without a plan, life will decide for you how to spend your day. But when you wake up with intention, you become the author of your story instead of a bystander in your own life. Maximizing each day requires you to prioritize the things that truly matter. Time is one of the most valuable resources you have, and once it is gone, you cannot get it back. This is why you must stop wasting time on things that do not add value to your life. Distractions, negative relationships, endless scrolling on social media, and unproductive habits all rob you of the time you could be using to build the life you want. Successful people are not necessarily smarter or more talented. They are simply more intentional with how they use their time. To make each day count, you must create routines that support your goals. Start your day with a sense of direction. Ask yourself, what is one thing I can do today that will move me closer to my dream? Even small, consistent actions will create massive results over time. A book is written one page at a time, a degree is earned one class at a time, a business is built one step at a time. Do not underestimate the power of daily discipline. Big achievements are nothing more than the result of small, consistent efforts compounded over time. Living intentionally also means learning to say no. You cannot say yes to everything and still live a purposeful life. Every time you say yes to something that does not align with your goals, you are saying no to something that does. You have to protect your time the way you would protect your most valuable treasure. Be selective about the commitments you take on, the people you spend time with, and the environments you place yourself in. Purpose requires focus, and focus requires discipline. It is equally important to align your actions with your values. Many people set goals that look good to others, but do not actually fulfill them. True success is not about achieving everything. It is about achieving the right things. When you live according to your values, you experience deeper fulfillment, even in small accomplishments. You stop comparing yourself to others and start measuring your life by the standards that truly matter to you. Intentional living also means being proactive instead of reactive. Too many people spend their entire day responding to emails, messages, and other people's demands, leaving no time for what truly matters to them. If you want to maximize your day, you must take control of it before the world takes control for you. Begin with your most important tasks, the things that will make the greatest impact on your future. Even dedicating just 1 hour each morning to your goals can change the entire trajectory of your life. Another key to maximizing your days is reflection. At the end of each day, take time to evaluate how you spent your time. Ask yourself, did I move closer to my goals today? What can I do better tomorrow? Self-reflection is what turns experiences into wisdom. Without it, you repeat the same mistakes and stay stuck in the same patterns. Finally, remember that living intentionally is not about being busy. It is about being productive. There is a difference between activity and progress. You can fill your entire day with tasks and still accomplish nothing meaningful. Productivity means doing the right things, not just doing more things. It means making deliberate choices that bring you closer to the future you desire. Every day is a chance to plant seeds for your tomorrow. You may not see results immediately, but consistent action will always bear fruit in time. The life you want is not built in a single moment of inspiration. It is built through the daily choices you make when no one is watching. Stop waiting for big opportunities and start maximizing the small ones you already have. Because when you are faithful with little, greater opportunities will come. If you want next year to be different from this year, you must begin today. Use your time wisely, set clear goals, take purposeful action, protect your focus. When you live each day with intention, you will look back and realize that you have built a life of meaning, impact, and fulfillment. The people you choose to surround yourself with play a significant role in shaping your mindset, your decisions, and ultimately your future. Whether you realize it or not, the company you keep influences the way you think, the way you act, and the way you see yourself. If you are constantly around individuals who are complacent, negative, or unmotivated, their energy will eventually affect you. You will begin to settle for less, to lower your standards, and to shrink your vision to match theirs. That is why it is so important to intentionally surround yourself with people who push you to grow. Growth rarely happens in isolation. Human beings are wired for connection, and the right relationships can either propel you forward or hold you back. When you spend time with people who challenge you to think bigger, to dream bolder, and to act with courage, you begin to see possibilities that you may have never considered before. Their faith, determination, and discipline become contagious. You start believing in yourself more because you see what is possible through the lives of those around you. Too often, people stay in relationships or circles that keep them stuck because it feels familiar. It is easier to remain with friends who validate your excuses than to be with people who call you to a higher standard. But comfort is the enemy of growth. The right people will not allow you to settle for mediocrity. They will hold you accountable when you try to give up, and they will remind you of your potential when you forget it yourself. Look at the most successful and impactful people in the world. None of them achieved greatness completely alone. They surrounded themselves with mentors, coaches, and peers who stretched them, sharpened them, and challenged them to keep moving forward. The Bible says, "Iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another." Growth happens in environments where people encourage each other, push each other, and speak life into each other's dreams. You must be intentional about the voices you allow into your life. Not everyone deserves access to your time, energy, or emotions. If you are constantly pouring into relationships that drain you, you will have nothing left to give to the goals and dreams that matter most. Begin to evaluate your relationships honestly. Ask yourself, do the people around me inspire me or drain me? Do they push me to grow, or do they keep me comfortable in my excuses? If the answer is negative, it may be time to create distance and seek out people who align with your vision and values. Finding people who push you to grow requires humility. You have to be willing to admit that you don't have all the answers and that you need guidance. Pride will keep you isolated, but humility will open doors to learning and growth. Mentors and coaches can provide wisdom gained from their own experiences, helping you avoid mistakes and accelerate your progress. Being around people who are further along than you are may feel uncomfortable at first, but that discomfort is a sign that you are stretching and evolving. In addition to mentors, you need peers who are equally driven and ambitious. Healthy competition among like-minded individuals can motivate you to aim higher and work harder. When you see others putting in the effort, it challenges you to do the same. Likewise, you should also pour into those who are coming behind you. Teaching and encouraging others not only blesses them, but also reinforces your own growth. But it is not just about having ambitious people around you. It is about being around people who believe in you. When self-doubt creeps in, the right people will remind you of your capabilities. They will see the best in you, even when you are too discouraged to see it yourself. That kind of support is invaluable, especially during seasons when you feel like giving up. Growth-focused relationships are built on mutual encouragement, accountability, and shared values. You should be able to celebrate each other's wins, challenge each other's complacency, and speak truth even when it is uncomfortable. The right friends and mentors will not just tell you what you want to hear. They will tell you what you need to hear, even when it is hard. Life is too short to waste time with people who don't push you forward. Your future is too valuable to spend it in environments that stifle your growth. Be bold enough to step away from circles that no longer serve your purpose, and courageous enough to step into spaces that will stretch you. Seek out rooms where you are not the smartest person, where you feel inspired to rise to a higher level. Those are the rooms where transformation happens. When you surround yourself with people who challenge you, believe in you, and inspire you, your mindset will shift, your vision will expand, and your confidence will grow. You will find yourself taking steps you never imagined you could take, simply because you are connected to people who refuse to let you settle. The right relationships are not just connections. They are catalysts for your destiny. One of the greatest mistakes people make is failing to invest in themselves. They spend time and energy on everything else, jobs, entertainment, responsibilities, but neglect the very thing that determines their future, their own growth. The truth is, your life can only expand as much as you do. If you do not develop your mind, strengthen your faith, and build your skills, you will remain stuck at the same level year after year, wondering why nothing has changed. Growth is not automatic, it is intentional. Investing in your mind begins with a hunger for learning. Knowledge is power, and in a world that is constantly changing, you cannot afford to stay stagnant. Read books that challenge your thinking, take courses that teach you new skills, and expose yourself to ideas that broaden your perspective. Every book you read, every lesson you learn, and every new skill you develop becomes a tool that can open doors of opportunity. Education is not just what happens in a classroom. It is a lifelong process. The people who rise to the top in life are the ones who never stop learning. But knowledge alone is not enough. You must also invest in your faith. Faith gives you the strength to persevere when life gets hard. It reminds you that you are not walking this journey alone and that there is a greater purpose for your life. When you strengthen your faith, you begin to see obstacles as opportunities and setbacks as setups for comebacks. You understand that God has placed greatness inside of you, and with His guidance, you can accomplish far more than you could on your own. Spending time in prayer, reading scripture, and building a personal relationship with God will give you clarity, courage, and confidence to pursue the life you are meant to live. Investing in your future also requires discipline. You cannot expect success while living without structure. Create habits that align with your goals. Save money, prioritize your health, manage your time wisely, and stay consistent even when motivation fades. Too many people want the reward without the process, but growth requires sacrifice. It may mean giving up certain comforts today so you can have the life you desire tomorrow. Every sacrifice you make now is an investment in the future version of yourself. You also need to be intentional about the information you consume. The content you feed your mind shapes the way you think. If all you do is watch meaningless entertainment or fill your mind with negativity, you will find it difficult to stay motivated and focused. Choose to listen to podcasts, read books, and engage in conversations that inspire you and build you up. Your input determines your output. What you feed your mind will eventually show up in your life. Investing in yourself also means taking care of your physical and emotional health. You cannot pursue your goals effectively if you are constantly drained, stressed, or unhealthy. Make time for exercise, rest, and proper nutrition. Learn how to manage stress and protect your mental health. When you feel strong physically and mentally, you are more capable of handling challenges and pursuing opportunities with energy and focus. It is equally important to invest in relationships that add value to your life. The people you surround yourself with can either lift you up or pull you down. Find mentors who can guide you, peers who inspire you, and friends who encourage you. The right people will help you grow, but you must also be willing to contribute to their growth. Strong mutual relationships create an environment where everyone rises together. Another powerful way to invest in your future is to develop multiple skills. In today's world, opportunities come to those who are adaptable and resourceful. Learning a new trade, starting a side business, or developing a creative talent can create new streams of income and open doors you never expected. Do not limit yourself to what you already know. Push yourself to explore new areas of growth. Most importantly, investing in yourself requires belief. You have to see yourself as someone worth the time, energy, and resources it takes to grow. Too many people stay stuck because they secretly do not believe they are capable of more. But the truth is, you are worth the effort. You are worth the investment. God placed unique gifts and potential inside of you, and it is your responsibility to cultivate them. The life you dream of will not happen by accident. It will be the result of the seeds you plant today. Every book you read, every skill you learn, every act of discipline, every moment spent in faith. These are all seeds that will bear fruit in the future. Do not wait for someone else to invest in you. Take ownership of your growth. The greatest return you will ever see is the return that comes from becoming the best version of yourself. If you make the choice to consistently invest in your mind, your faith, and your future, you will look back a year from now and be amazed at how far you've come. Growth may be slow at times, but it is always worth it. The effort you put in today will determine the opportunities you experience tomorrow. Choose to grow now because your future self is depending on it. Life is too precious, and time is too short to keep putting off the changes you know you need to make. Every moment you waste is a moment you can never get back. The truth is, you have everything you need right now to start building the life you desire. You don't have to wait for perfect circumstances, more resources, or the right timing, because the right time is now. Stop living on pause. Refuse to let fear and excuses control your decisions. Live every day with purpose and intention, making choices that bring you closer to your goals. Surround yourself with people who challenge you to grow, who speak life into your dreams, and who hold you accountable to your potential. Most importantly, invest in yourself, your mind, your faith, your skills, and your future, because you are your greatest asset. 1 year from now, you will look back at this moment either with pride or with regret. You will either celebrate the steps you took to move forward or wish you had started sooner. Don't waste another year waiting for life to change. Decide today to change it yourself. The power to create a better tomorrow begins with the choices you make today. This is your time. This is your moment. Push past your fear, silence your excuses, and step boldly into the future God created for you. If you do, this year will not just pass, it will count. And you will look back knowing you chose to live, to grow, and to walk fully in your purpose.